continuation of Initial D? Initial D is to racing anime what Dragon Ball is to shonen. They are both pioneers of their respective genres. Now, interestingly enough, just like how Dragon Ball Super appears to be returning in 2023, Initial D is also coming back with a sequel. It is labeled as MF Ghost though. So what is it going to be about? Is it even a direct sequel to Initial D at all? What should be our expectations? All of this and more in this video. For starters, in case you weren't familiar with Initial D, it's a popular racing anime from the 90s. The story spans over multiple anime installments, the last of which was released in the year 2014. Following that, we've received 3 Initial D films. There was Initial D Legend 1, Awakening, which came out in the same year as the final installment of the TV anime. We're talking about 2014, of course. Then there was Initial D Legend 2 Racer, which was released in 2015. And following that, Initial D Legend 3 Dream came out in 2016. Throughout the years, Initial D has always been relevant. In fact, since these movies, there have also been a few compilation films which were released as OVAs in the past couple of years. It has continued to stay relevant. Speaking of the plot of Initial D, it's essentially about a guy named Takumi Fujiwara. He is the protagonist, but believe it or not, he has little interest in cars or things of that sort. He doesn't really understand what has gotten over all those people who go around drifting and street racing. As for his everyday life, he is the son of a tofu shop owner, which is why he regularly has to drive along the mountainside in order to get the customers' daily tofu. Maybe it's because of this tiresome routine that he has subconsciously associated driving with work. Anytime someone mentions cars or the thrill of driving fast, all he is reminded of is his everyday work routine. Although, as they say, every passion has a beginning. For Takumi, it happened one night. There is a rather rowdy team of street racers who appeared in his town in order to challenge the local mountain pass. Their name is Red Suns, and their ultimate goal is to eventually win at every single race course in Kanto. Before long, they want to be known as the fast crew in the region. However, you can only imagine the curious expression of their faces when one of the legendary aces of the Red Suns crew just suddenly gets overtaken by a random guy on a Toyota AE86. That's right, it's our protagonist, Takumi, and the Toyota we're talking about is referred to as the White Ghost of Akina. Honestly, as one of the aces said, and I quote, "This car looks like your ordinary piece of crap from the outside, but whoever is behind the wheel is a demon." The guys get even more curious about this mysterious driver, and that is essentially the beginning of this legendary story. I'd say the thrill of Initial D is not the premise, it's in the experience. When the cars go really hard, you experience this intense rush of adrenaline. We're talking about intensity literally oozing out of the screen. There are 5 seasons in total, as well as a few movies, but like with all popular anime, the fans want more. So what do we have? We have a sequel series to Initial D, one where Takumi is no longer the protagonist. It's kind of like what Boruto is to Naruto, but not really. The story takes place in the future of Initial D. We're talking about 15 years into the future. Cars are actively being replaced with self-driving electric cars, and the racing culture seems to be on a lifeline, or so people think. In reality, there is still a racing circuit known as MFG. It is getting traction from racers all over the world, and yes, it still employs traditional cars. Our new protagonist is a 19-year-old. He's half Japanese and half British. His name is Kanata. He spent his high school life in the UK and graduated from an actual racing school. His goal is to participate in the MFG and also maybe find his father who went outside to get some milk. Anyways, he comes to Japan and registers after borrowing a Toyota 86 from a relative's friend. Now, even with a car this old and a race this prestigious, he somehow manages to make it to the top 15. He has mad skills, and if he continues, a bright future awaits him. Okay, so who is his trainer? You guessed it, buddy, it's the legendary Takumi Fujiwara, the protagonist of Initial D. And thanks to Takumi, everyone else brings to notice Kanata as well. Things are indeed about to go down. The name of this sequel series is MF Ghost, and it has been in serialization for the past 5 years. And now, after all this time, it's getting an anime adaptations by Studio Felix. They aren't among any of the major studios, but the trailer looks so good. So I guess we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed. The visuals are definitely quite vibrant to say the least, plus the teaser has already revealed a new Eurobeat soundtrack. It's going to be one hell of an experience. And since MFG is an international tier event, we are in for some crazy ass cars. Lamborghini Huracan, the Ferrari 488 GTB, just to name a few. The anime is scheduled to release sometime in 2023. My guess is it'll come out in summer 2023, but of course it's just a guess. So tell me guys, are you excited about MF Ghost? I definitely recommend watching Initial D if you are even remotely interested in cars and racing. It just sucks you into its world. There's so much passion, so much intensity, so much hype.
3, 2, 1. どんな走りを見せてくれるんでしょうか。英国からのチャレンジャー。
In fact, while you're on Initial D, I also want to check out a racing car movie by Madhouse. It's called Redline, and it's out of this world. Getting back to MF Ghost, I'd say if it's successful, the trend of racing car animes might return, especially since a crazy amount of people are looking forward to it. Honestly, it's so rare for us anime fans to get a car racing anime that even if MF Ghost wasn't related to Initial D, the hype would have still been very real. Now, if the only production committee can actually deliver on the hype, things will be golden. So let us wait and see. And going back to my question, what do you guys think of this upcoming continuation of Initial D? Are you excited? Are you indifferent? Or maybe you just haven't watched Initial D? Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm looking forward to reading them. As always, a like and subscribe will be most welcome. And if you're feeling particularly giddy about these anime recommendations, that super thanks button is always ready to be pressed by you at any moment now. Yup, any and all support is genuinely appreciated. Well then, with that being said, I'll see you guys on my next video.